like, given what he did, and Jesse know what he did, given what he did for them, yeah, they would have did it if it was on a political note, but they was being racist and shit. That's it.
See, I don't think it was racist. I
Hold
don't think
on,
it
hold
was
on,
racist.
Travis. We got to do this in order, okay?
Okay.
I'll call you when it's your turn. Do this in order, okay? I'll call you. Now what I when it's your turn. What I'm gonna do now is you know what? Go ahead, Travis.
I don't
Go
think
ahead,
it's
Travis.
racist.
Go ahead,
I think
Travis. What do you think it was?
I think at the end of the day, I think Trump put a lot of energy into Jesse Jackson. You know, in the early days in the '80s, you know, he supported his campaign and things of that nature. And Jesse Jackson didn't really back him, you know, when he needed to. So I personally would have liked for him to bury that particular hatchet, you know, because he definitely wasn't racist. Because how can he be racist when he was a large donor to Jesse Jackson's? I think he ran in '88. So I mean, all these things like it was racist. It's not racist. It's just that now could Trump have kind of buried the hatchet and kind of given us an easy one here, right? By not being called, not having him called racist and just flown a half mast. That's what I wish he would have done. At the end of the day, Jesse Jackson was a historical figure. I think that he's getting too much credit. I think they're all of the NAACP, all of these people that we think of historical figures. A lot of them just full of crap. And I think Jesse Jackson was too. But I still think that he meets the threshold that it would have been nice if Trump just would have flown at a half mast for old Jesse. You know what I mean? But it's not racist. The man's holding a grudge because Jesse Jackson didn't return the favor that Trump had given him in the '80s. You know, which I can understand that, but it's not racist, man. It's not racist. Would I have liked for the flown to be at half mast just for the fact that he is a historical figure? So forget everything else, but he's a historical figure. He has his, everybody knows who he is. So I do think it should have been flown at half mast, but I don't think it was racist. Trump just he holds a grudge,
So
and
I have a
that's what it
question
is.
because it's not that he's holding a grudge. I think because of course, you know, if you're a supporter, you're a supporter. You kind of got to call it what it is. But you also have to listen to what you just said. Now, if you're a political figure, same thing as Charlie Kirk, historical, whatever you want to, label it. Why not still extend that same due diligence and respect? Because you're supposed to do it anyway. So when you're not doing it, what else could it be stemming from?
It's because he got a beef with the man because the man didn't support him after he supported him. That's why.
He had a beef with Charlie too, which is why he ain't really emphasized
I don't think
much
the
with
mast
it.
should have been flown half mast for Charlie Kirk. I love Charlie Kirk. I'm a conservative 100%, but he's not on the level of what we're going to bring that damn thing half down for. He ain't. I mean, I like Charlie Kirk. No problem. But you have to be at a certain level. And the point that I'm making is, yes, Jesse Jackson's at that level. Charlie Kirk just wasn't, man. And he's a great guy. I like him. I watch his videos. Have nothing against him. But certain people were going to do that for. Certain people were not. And Charlie wasn't even close to one of those people. I do think Jesse Jackson was. However, he fucked Trump over, and Trump didn't get over it. So that's why it wasn't raised, not because of racism. He did not support Trump when Trump needed him to, and in the '80s when Jesse Jackson was running, he's funding his campaign. He gave him a free office in I think Trump Tower, Trump one of those things. So that's
And
why.
paid all of his child support. And paid all his child support. All
So
right,
I wish he would have buried the hatchet, but he didn't.
yeah, yeah.
It was not racist.
Navia Rose, what do you think that was all about?
I mean, honestly, you ain't even tell me the topic, but I
Yeah,
don't really
yeah.
know
Oh,
about
yeah.
the.
America, I want to let y'all know she just joined the panelists today. She didn't get a chance to see the topic, so it's
Yes,
not.
but
It's my
just
bag, but it's not my
comparing,
bag.
just comparing Charlie Kirk and Jesse, I don't think that's really a comparison. So if they didn't do that to Jesse Jackson, to me, I really do think it's a part of being racism. I mean, racist. And Trump, you already know how I feel about him. I feel like he is racist. So yeah, I think it have a play a big role in that.
It was to prove a point, and the point was
Yes.
just as you mentioned, Travis. Charlie Kirk wasn't even half on that level. So for you, as a white man that doesn't even hold that same
Whoa,
stature,
whoa, whoa! I'm not. Hold on a second, though.
back,
Oh, he's definitely not
not
white.
Yeah,
You as a white
please.
man, not listen to me, not you as
Okay.
a white man, Charlie Kirk as a white man. So you as a white man that does not serve that same statute as Jesse Jackson, why would you have that same due diligence and respect provided to you versus somebody that's literally is above you, but it wasn't extended? Exactly.
Uh,
It
Well,
was
let me
ran
ask you this: if there's somebody that is black who he does fly at half staff, will that discontinue? Would that discredit all the argument here? I'm just asking.
Well, no, sir. Why? Because I think that most of the time when we as people try to come to a conclusion when it comes to certain stuff, we look for a blanket solution, not realizing that it's multiple key components that can contribute to as to why things flow the way it is. So he may support African Americans on a different statute, but you have to also understand what other purpose do they serve behind closed doors that we may or may not know about. So I wouldn't say race as an overall blanket would be the solution. Absolutely not. But did it play a part? Yes. Whether you like it or not, it did. So that's it will make a difference.
okay, Samuel. Samuel.
As Travis said earlier, Trump doesn't forget. And when Jesse first ran in 1984, Trump was the first one to come out and endorse him. And he also paid for his entire campaign. He didn't do well, that first time. But when he ran again in 1988, Trump got more people to back Jesse Jackson to where he actually won 11 primaries and caucuses, like in Michigan, South Carolina, Virginia. And he received during that election 6.9 million votes in those primaries. So the even though Jesse was the public really liked him, the Democrats wanted Mike Dukakis the same way that people wanted Bernie Sanders a few years ago, but the Democrats wanted Hillary Clinton the same way that a lot of people wanted Jasmine Crockett, but the DNC didn't want her. They even Obama endorsed the white dude over the sister, as he would say. So when Trump did all that stuff for Jesse Jackson, including him to stay 2 years free at 40 Wall Street, which is one of the most premium addresses on Wall Street for free. And Jesse even spoke about that. We've watched that video on here. I don't see it as being racist. I just see it as him not forgetting. Just like you notice he doesn't say anything about Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson was
Right.
supposed to sing at his first inauguration, but because she was getting so much flack, she called him and told him, he was like, don't worry about it. People don't understand that when her family got murdered because of the drugs and all that stuff, and they was trying to blackmail her family, they didn't pay up. They killed almost her whole family. Trump didn't even know Jennifer Hudson and put her in Trump Tower for 2 years,
Who is?
along with her remaining family members. And then because of her story, when she explained to him why she didn't have no money, everybody thought she did. She explained her music contract. And then in 2017, Trump passed the Music Modernization Act because of her. That's the reason why now, because of that act, when it got passed, now anybody can put music on Spotify. Anybody can put music on Apple Music. Prior to that, you had to have your own, you had to be a part of a label. So I don't see it as that. I see it as him just not forgetting. Like, I think Jennifer Hudson had at least had the courtesy to like explain to him. And but Jesse just flipped on him, just like Al Sharpton and all them jokers, and they forget that when they backed out of flying
Oprah
Nelson
Winfrey.
Mandela from South Carolina, I mean from South Africa when he got freed,
Right.
Trump sent his plane down to South Africa to pick Nelson Mandela up,
Mandela.
his 88 staff members, and let them use his plane, his private plane, for 7 months and didn't charge him for it. So it's just hard for me to find that somebody that racist that would be the only one that support Mike Tyson when everybody was dogging Mike Tyson, even though that girl came out and admitted that she lied after he did time. I just don't see somebody that racist doing all of those things, and that's just a fraction of it.
So I
Yeah.
think that a lot of
That's
people mistake what you I think a lot of people mistake what a strategic game look like
amen.
versus somebody's actual views. I think that you're mistaken his actions and why he made the strategic moves that he did was for a reason. Same reason why he backed Jesse back in the 80s because anybody that know Jesse, we knew what the hell Jesse did. We knew what pause he had in Martin Luther King killing. We know all that. Trump did what he was supposed to do at that time. It was a political move. You gotta know the difference. Now,
Okay,
it ain't too many other instances where rate like flat out textbook racist instance that's going unaddressed that actually will point out his true dislike versus his motive and what he's doing far as his, I guess I want to say career, because let's call it what we call it. He's a TV, so you got to understand why he do that, and you got to understand what he really stand for. So I'm not taking away from nothing. I think it also plays a part as to why, because you're right, he petty at the end of the day, so he don't forget. I think that too also play a part. So my statement wasn't to say it was like a blanket solution, more so of the main reason, but I do agree that probably is the reason why, because he petty at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
Okay.
could I give
I
her
want. I want to. Hey, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
yeah, just one quick rebuttal. So you made the statement that he everything he does is for a reason. So what reason would he allow Jennifer Hudson and her three remaining family members to stay in an $800 a night hotel free for 2 years?
anybody in the music industry know what the whole sacrifice is for Jennifer to gain the notoriety or fame to a certain extent. It was a sacrificial play on her family. I'm not
No,
saying
you're what I'm saying is what is Trump's move because he didn't even know her. Like most of people
we
don't
don't know.
even know he did that for her because
He knew exactly who Jennifer Hudson is. You think that he don't know who Jennifer Hudson is, but the industry all ride within the same. You have to understand Donald Trump to be in the music industry, like the entertainment industry, extremely hard. He was a what is it reality star in the music industry. He know exactly who Jennifer Hudson is, and the conversation they hold behind closed doors, we don't know nothing about. But if you pay attention to patterns, you have to know what a pattern look like.
that's
So
what I just spoke on patterns with Nelson Mandela, with Jesse Jackson, with Al
only on one
Sharpton, with the
side. You never
Rainbow Coalition.
racist side. You never address all the blatant like lawsuits he have against him. You don't flat out racist for certain things he did, firing employees, or you didn't address that side. So it's more of confirmation bias. Because so you would address the other avenue and you would have made it correlate, but you're only addressing the good. You're not addressing the ugly because it doesn't look right.
You're
You can't
talking about him
address.
not renting to Section 8? Is
Well,
that
it's
what
a
you're
lot of
talking
other things.
about?
But as a starter, if you want to use that, absolutely. But it was a lot of other things.
I
So
know
and you're a
black folks
fan,
don't
so
rent
you
to
should know.
Section 8.
I'm sorry.
Hell, I wouldn't.
I
I
know
wouldn't
black
rent.
folks.
I wouldn't
I
rent the
don't rent to
Section 8.
Section 8.
And I'm.
That's
Well,
the
I'm.
smallest thing, though. What about the five boys that he was trying to kill that didn't even really
You wasn't
do?
trying to kill. Hold on.
Yes, he did. He actually wanted
Frederick, I
them.
don't mean
He actually wanted them
Hold on. One
dead.
at a time.
Like,
One at a time.
but he actually wanted them dead though, and they really didn't even do the crime. And he like to me, I felt like that was like
How?
forget the
How did?
Section 8 part. That was the top
Okay.
thing. One of the
Okay.
top
How?
things for
How
me.
did he want them dead? He wasn't the DA.
No, but he said it on national TV.
No,
Remember
he
that?
put an ad in the New York Times.
Oh, well, it was New York Times or whatever. He stated that they should be dead for something
Did he
that
say
they didn't even
them?
commit.
Did he say them or did he say any rapists and murderers? Because I'm not sure
That's
if
what
you
he
know.
said.
I don't know
No.
if you know
Well,
what
y'all need to
happened.
go back
Hold
because
on. I am.
because I
I'm about
watch
to
it all the
educate
time.
you on it. When you go back to that summer in New York City, not New York State, New York City, They had 1,900 homicides that year. Everybody was leaving New York City. If you pull that article up, the ad that he placed in the New York Times, I got it right here on my desktop. He basically said it basically an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If you take a life, you should give your life. If you
She didn't
rob
die
somebody,
though.
you should lose everything. The thing is, in that article, he wasn't just talking about those 5 boys that their own parents convinced them to plea. The whole community, the neighborhood they lived in, thought they did it.
Thought they did it.
They didn't have
Nobody
to
knew
know
they
it.
were innocent.
Well, I
Them
need a
kids
fact
was
check
that
on that
bad.
because I
Hold on,
really thought Trump had
those
said that.
kids
I
was
gotta
that
hear that
bad that
personally.
their community thought they did it.
Hey, Sam, pull that up when you get a chance. Okay, I'm going to say this here, all right? I don't like saying this. I'm not a black man. I'm a human, okay? Uh, I don't have a race. I'm of the human race. I don't like to be labeled or titled, okay?
But
How
you
many
are
of- do you guys, how many of you guys believe in God? By a raise of hand. CJ, believe in the Bible by a raise of hand. Now the Bible comes from God, right?
no, it comes
Suppo-
from the white man.
supposedly. Okay, well let's do it like this. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 5. Say that when your ass die, you are conscious of nothing at all. So who gives a damn if it's flown half staff, quarter staff, or all the way staff? Neither one of them know.
The family
Let's move
do.
on. Let's
Gotta be
move on to the
sentimental to
next
the
topic.
family.
Neither one of them know. All right, the next topic. That's my point. It don't matter about that flag to me. All right. When I die, I don't care if the flag burned or what. I don't give a damn. I'm gone. I got an Oriental name. One gone. All right. Next topic. Travis chose this topic. Okay, and it is no. I take it back. This is CJ topic. Y'all remember at the BAFTA Film Awards when John Davison did all of that Tourette syndrome, nigga this and cursing and all of that? But it happened. Do you have it pulled up, CJ?
Actually, let me grab it. One second. I think
Okay. If not, you remember he did all of that cursing and saying the N word and and just as soon as what's it, Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? What's his
Roy.
name? Delroy came on stage. It was like, it was funny to me because if he do got Tourette syndrome, why was it? It wasn't a coincidence, or why was the timing so so precise? Go ahead and read that. Go ahead and read that, CJ. That Huffington Post statement.
So I did read a synopsis and I'm gonna grab my phone. So basically what the article was articulating was the fact that he was very apologetic, of course. That he didn't mean to. BAFTA also issued out an apology, stating that they apologized on his behalf. One or two things here, right? Somebody have Tourette's, when you initially look at you know, the case itself, is like, hey, it was uncontrollable. And I get that because that's, part of the syndrome. I took a deeper look into it. Now, we're gonna call it what it is. I mean, if that's something that his family talk, about behind closed doors, whereas it's embedded in his mind so much so that it blurts out as an outburst when he see niggas, cool. That's one thing. My dilemma or my precise issue was the fact that BAFTA could have blurted that out or could have stopped that, and they chose
Right.
to air it. That's my thing. So we're not going to blame the Tourette's guy because I'm not trying to be funny. Like, it is what it is at this point. Like, you can't control it. We know you. We get it. BAFTA, I got an issue with y'all because y'all could have saved that and y'all didn't. so why? What was the purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I think. You know what, Travis, what's your thoughts on that, boss?
This is what I'm curious about. Now, was there a time delay on the live recording?
Yes, sir. Anybody in the industry know it's a time delay anywhere between 10 to 15 seconds, and they could have caught that, and they didn't.
So I mean, I look, the guy has Tourette's, so he's in a in a tip in a he's specifically supposed to be allowed to say whatever he wants, right? I mean, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I do wonder though, being with the time delay, was it a little staged? You know what I mean? Was it a little bit staged. So then I'm curious. So that would make me kind of wonder, like, is this just for ratings? And so then if it was, I could see that there might be some outrage there, you know. But I also think that, again, that time delay, it's hard to get around that.
You say
Now
that again.
is that
Say
a
that
word
again.
that wouldn't commonly be bleeped out? I don't know. I heard about this incident, but I don't know for sure. But would that typically be bleeped out? Would it not be bleeped out? I'm curious. I don't know what the rules are.
Could I respond to you, Travis?
Yeah, please.
The BAFTA Awards, it wasn't a 5 to 10 second time delay. It was actually 2 hours. It was kind of like pre-recorded 2 hours in time, ahead of
Damn.
time.
And
So
that's the worst.
I'm with CJ. I got an issue with BAFTA, not just having that, but the thing is what everybody heard was not what was on the original recording. Because I watched the awards, the BAFTA awards. It wasn't on the original recording, but anybody that does production, you have all these different mics in different areas that, like, you have a microphone for the crowd, just like a comedian, so people can hear the crowd cheering or laughing, you know. So the thing is, that guy should not have even been at the awards because he was calling females hoes. He had outbursts all night. It wasn't just that one thing. He had outbursts all night. That's why I'm like, he shouldn't have even been there. Period. Because even though the audience, we didn't see it when it was originally playing, you had the whole people in the audience. They basically was talking like that dude ruined the awards for everybody. Like everybody that was there, he changed the whole atmosphere with his outbursts. But because he has donated so much money, he has did a lot of production for movies and stuff like that. They actually basically was like giving him a pass. So BAFTA definitely, that's the reason why I can't understand why so many black folks ain't pointing the finger at BAFTA, because it was a 2 hour delay. It was pre-recorded 2 hours prior. That's the issue that I have.
That's wild.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't that invite only?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Nabia?
Well, hold on 1 second. So basically, it was staged. That's what we're saying. It was staged, right? I mean, that's what if 2 hour delay.
No, it just, remember, when I watched the actual awards, you didn't hear that. Like when I was watching the awards, you saw Michael B. Jordan pause. And
So
most
it was
likely,
cut. It was
that's
cut.
when
This
the
was
guy
the thing.
yelled it out. Like you didn't hear that during the actual show.
Okay, that's what I was trying to clear. Okay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
somebody released the audio, like somebody in that studio, somebody in production, probably a brother or sister, they released the actual footage from the production team that actually had the recording of the audience.
Oh,
Remember,
but the people that nobody saw that on TV. That was cut though. It was cut.
no, it wasn't cut. You couldn't hear it because remember, you have the microphones on the stage, then you have microphones in the audience to capture reactions,
Oh.
applause, and the production person whoever released it, they had access to hear that audio from the crowd.
They did not
Okay.
like that man. They did not like that man. They wanted him to
They
get
did. It was some get back or something.
Yeah, that sounds more like it was staged. What do you think, Nabia?
Most definitely, if it was pre-recorded or two out, yes, it would most definitely was staged, and I think they probably was trying to get views and stuff because when stuff like that comes out, people definitely going to watch and listen, and then they're going to pass it on to their friends, and it's just going to be going on. So yeah, I think it was really, really staged at that point.
Yeah, I have a tendency to agree with that. Okay, now let's moving right along. That we come to the conclusion that that was staged. All right. Third topic for the evening. I believe this one is yours, Travis, and that topic is Trump's speech at the Black History Month. And your two topics kind of run together, and and how the black grandmother was so impressed with Trump and all the things she said that he has done for her and her family. And Sam, what did you get that? Was you able to be able to pull that up? Was I sent it to you? You think you're able to insert that so the viewers can actually hear it for themselves? If you need time, I can go ahead and do my commercial.
I can try to find it while you do the commercial.
Yeah, I sent it to your inbox personally. Okay. But anyway,
Okay.
oh, first of all, I want to say before we get to Travis' topic, it's Sam is the one where the grandmother is talking to thanking Trump on the stage and everything for everything he's done for her, her family. And then he goes into his speech and he's explaining how the tariffs will take over people paying taxes. I want to send a shout out to Doja Vineyard, y'all. Everybody, I need y'all to go to www.dojavineyard.com. I have my own very own brand of flavored fruit punch flavored moonshine. It's called Fitz Paradise Juice. If you go and you put an FPJ as the promo code, you get a discount. Shout out to Sam. He bought a whole case the day before yesterday. Appreciate you. It's uh it's so good, make your tongue slap your brains out for
My
real.
wife
So
tasted
y'all
it.
go to www.dojavineyard.com and tell them Fit sent y'all for real. Right. You put your passion and you'll feel like you're in paradise. Our next sponsor is Lit Sticks. Premium hemp, CBD, and THC. This is sponsored by Team Collective Rashid Myers. Shout out to them. And I guess y'all say all our sponsors get us high. But guess what? We don't want to be low, though. That's why, though. All right. Was you able to get it, though? Was you able to get it, Samuel?
Yeah, I have it. I'm about to share it.
Okay.
Yes. Go look at the door and see if it's there.
Shouts out to our producer slash engineer, Sean Starks. That man is a man of many talents. We really appreciate you, my winner.
Yep. Soon as okay, this
Okay.
is it. So it's the grandma of the murdered DC man that fires back at racist claims against Trump.
Like grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Now, you know what? You know what the first thing that a Democrat or the so-called woke folk, the ones that's always talking about woe is we, the first thing they'll say, they'll call our house a nigga. They'll say that he did it for a reason to profit some kind of way. Trump could save a black baby from, he could jump in the ocean with bags of blood bags on his shark-infested water and save a black baby from getting eaten. You know what they'll say? He deprived the sharks of a meal. The hate for Trump is so thick and so bad that they love to hate Trump more than they love the country. That woman is sincere. She went to the Democrats. She went to her party, her initial party, for help. They wouldn't help her. Kept telling the same thing. She finally went to him, and he helped her. You know, Travis, you picked that topic, and then Sam, if you could pull up the second clip after the one about the tariffs. Go ahead, speak on that one, Travis.
I want to make this point here. Now, we talk about institutional racism, right? And
you're right.
The tough on crime bill, right? Which was we know who created that bill, and Kamala was out there enforcing it in California. So we locked up everybody black, because that was a black drug, crack, right? That's racist fuck. You know how many families grew up messed up because of that legislation? Trump has reversed that legislation, right? He's doing crime reform, prison reform. He's doing it, right? A lot of the people that got locked up, that one woman, I don't know if she had 25 pounds of weed or whatever, she had a life sentence. He let her go and then made her a czar to let him know who else needs to be released from prison. So, like, the racist thing, I hear it all the time. It's such a huge issue. And I know if we could get past that part, you could see how good he's doing. All my people hate Trump. Everybody does. They hate him because he's racist. But I mean, I would ask some of my cousins, I say, how can you be for Biden when you talk about institutional racism in this prison? Definitely, I know all about that. That's racism at its core, right there. How could you vote for Biden? You know what they would say? Well, I believe if you do the crime, do the time. But you don't feel the same way about the illegals, though. But the racism, if you want to talk about real racism, and I understand this woman, CJ, she's basically saying is whatever he's doing that doesn't look racist, it's just part of his scam. It's just part of his scam. Well, how would prison reform and releasing people, because what that means is you were wrong for what you did. That was too much punishment. That tough on crime was wrong. It destroyed people, destroyed families. So this woman, and here he is, he's coming to help again. But I just wanted to pivot to the racist thing because it's over. That's why two of my topics have to do with that. We've got to get past that because it's just not true. That's what the boogeyman's putting out there to throw people off and not like this guy because he is the answer. But the prison reform thing, how would you get around? How would you tell me that that's part of the scam? Right? At the end of the day, who would do that? Somebody who obviously is not racist. And he's correcting racism because that was institutional racism. So you can have a whole bunch of powder, but then you rock it up. It's the same drug. You just rock it up, and now you got some crack. Now it's completely different. Now that's racist. But yet people voted for Biden. They vote for Kamala. And when I would ask somebody, because like, oh, if you do the time, you should do the crime. Come on with that. It was wrong. So what is I would like to ask CJ, well, how would you say this? Is this part of the scam? Is this part of what he's doing? That woman on TV, that grandma, and you could see in her heart what she was feeling. That was super tough. That's why I like that video.
Yeah, and then
So
too,
what
Travis, he didn't reach out to her. She reached out to him. You feel me? And then too, people are getting tired. They want action. All right. They're tired of the hope dealer, the Democratic hope dealer party, hope dealing, hope dreams to hope addicts. You know what I'm saying? They tired of that hope. They want action. They're tired of dreaming. Keep having a dream and keeping hope alive. They tired of that. They want action. And he's a man of action. And when you when you tell the truth not supposed to hurt. It's supposed to help. And I agree. Like that boy that killed that girl on the thing, he had 21 charges and everything. He should have never been let out in the first place. Killed the girl on the train in Charlotte. Should have never been let out in the first place. Hell, Biden said he didn't want his children going to school with black people. But all of a sudden now they forgive him for that. You know what I'm saying? But he not a racist. He preached the eulogy for the Grand Dragon. But he not a racist. Come on, man. It's all about that TDS. TDS is real. Trump derangement syndrome is real. If he cure cancer today, provide free treatment for cancer today, they still will not like Trump. All right. What's your thoughts, Navia, on what this this grandma said to Trump? And do you think it was sincere? Or do you appreciate what he did for her?
I appreciate anything if it's help, but on top of that, Trump have power. So people is not looking at it like that. He can do more things than a lot of other people can. So he have power. Yes, the Democrats, she probably did go to the Democrat and they probably couldn't do as much as Trump could do. So on top of that, yes, I feel like the lady was genuine and I really appreciate that he did help the lady. But on top of that, he still have a motive. I will always look at it like he have a motive, period. That's just it. And y'all saying something about people don't believe that Biden is racist. Yes, he's racist too. Nobody ain't say Biden ain't racist. He's just not the president right now. We talking about the president right now. We ain't talking about Biden because Biden ain't the president anymore. We talking about President Trump. But nobody didn't say Biden wasn't racist at all. I didn't say that. I don't know who else is not saying it, but Biden, he's part of the racism too. So I would not even separate him and say he's not, and nobody didn't forgive him. It's just that right now Trump is doing so much that who cares about what everybody else did because we worry about everything he's doing right now. So
But then
that's
it's a
all I
double
got to say
standard,
about
though.
it.
Okay. All right. Let's say he did have a motive. Okay. Everybody has a motive. People throw this out there that this person is just an opportunist. Guess what? Everybody is an opportunist to a degree. All right. Okay. Everybody is an opportunist to a degree. All right. Because we take advantage of our opportunities. All right. Just say he did do it for a motive. Damn it, he did it. A lot of people don't even try to do it.
But he got the
You know,
power to do it. So that's why he did it. He had the power so he could get a little bit of black people on his side because he know black people, a lot of black people is not feeling
Do
him
you
right
know
now.
when that
So
young
he's
man was
doing that
killed?
to get us on the side.
oh yeah, what's the mayor?
I'm not believing it.
What's
Do
the
you know
mayor of DC? What's the mayor of DC, Sam?
Browser?
Browser. She had the power to do it.
No, but at that time, Biden was the president,
Sure
not
was.
Trump. When she tried to get help from the administration, Biden was the president. Kamala, a graduate of Howard University in DC, she reached out to all of them. People reached out to all of them. The mayor of DC reached out to all of them.
But y'all talking about another racist though. So I
No,
mean it's kind of basically
no. The
still
thing
going
is,
hand in hand.
you just made the statement. They reached out to Kamala Harris. Is she black or is she Indian?
Indian. She wasn't claiming black until she got. She
Hey,
wasn't claiming black
I
until
just
she
want to make
started
sure
getting
she
into the
there.
political thing. So I don't
Yeah, right,
consider her
right.
as black. She's a brown person, but I
Right,
don't
but
consider
she's
her as
Indian.
black
She's
because
not
she wasn't
black.
saying she was black at
Right.
first. She started saying that once she started going for the president. So she wasn't fooling me either. I'm not saying I'm not on nobody's side when it comes up to Kamala, Biden, or Trump. All
Okay,
I'm
and
just trying to say is
I'm a
Trump is
back
a
you, sis.
racist.
I'm gonna back you because I like that because I think as I sit back and I analyze, right, it's more so of Dems versus Republicans. The vibe that we on is both of them. They both ain't shit.
Exactly, for
Neither
real.
one of them ain't shit. It's who's worse than the other. So here, I'm
Exactly.
not here to defend the Democratic Party because they ain't shitting even. We can poke holes wherever.
Exactly.
But Trump doing so much, even starting a full-fledged war
Mm-hmm.
in 2026.
He
We not
ended the
focused on what
war.
Biden did. We not focused on what If we want to talk about what Biden did, of course. Right now, we talking about y'all president. So we
Yeah.
not comparing
Yeah, but
train
see,
to
my
train.
top my
All
topic
right,
is
we're
this.
gonna get to that. CJ, we're gonna get to him ending a war, a 47-year-old war. We're gonna get to that in topic 5, okay? All right, he didn't start a war, he ended a war, okay? Uh Sam, what's your
What?
thoughts? What's your thoughts on this grandma?
I think she just looks at the track record and of what she has seen for herself. Like nobody here has walked in her shoes.
Right.
Nobody here understands how she tried to reach out to people, but for some reason, whether it was some game behind it or not, he did what he could to help her and her family get answers. Like, I don't care what somebody's intention is for helping me. I look at if they helped me or if they didn't. When I go to a family member and I ask to borrow $10,000, my brother may be like, okay, dude, where I need to send it to. But then my sister may say, okay, I'll give you like 1,500, but then she goes tells everybody about it. I had to give Lil Sam $1,500. It's the intention behind it. Like, I don't care what the intention is. And that grandmother doesn't care. She just knows that this dude that everybody around her says is racist was the only one that lifted a finger to help her. So I'll give him props for that. And I definitely agree with everybody as far as like, both parties are wings of the same bird, but at the same time, people will allow, if you have a D behind your name, you're given a little bit of a pass.
A
You
lot of
know,
pass.
a big pass, matter of fact. Like, you can talk about hot sauce in your pocketbook. You can talk about you late to the Breakfast Club because you're on CP time. You can say, I'm just like you. I can't read. I only got a 960 SAT score.
That's
And you get a
wild.
pass because you got a D behind your name.
That's wild.
That's just facts right there.
I don't agree
Okay.
with that.
I could roll with that. I could roll with that. Anyway, that's very interesting. Sam, was you able to pull up part 2 of Travis' topic?
Yep.
Well, he need to help some of them families that all of them people getting hung and they saying
That's
that
what
they
we're no,
killed themselves.
he's about to help. He's about to help families. He's about to help
Oh,
families.
okay. Because they trying to
Oh
say it's
yeah, he's
suicide.
helping a lot of people. He's damn sure helping my family and
Well, let's
friends.
talk. Let's talk. We're gonna talk about the income tax and the
Yeah,
tariffs.
here now we coming to the tariffs replacing tax. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. No, not that one, not that one, Sam. That's my last one.
Now hold on. Now hold on. Before this starts, though, I want to ask all the panelists. I want everybody to agree. Right? Is there something that Trump could do that would make you say, "I like that he did that"? So I want to know.
We we gonna we
As you
got
do
a
this, I want you to
Travis,
say.
Travis. I'm the host.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
all right. We're gonna do that later at the last. All right, we're gonna do your topic, your part 2 topic. All right, go ahead, Sam.
Devotion of Black Americans who have helped make America the most powerful country in the history of the world.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. And And I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
Okay. You know what, Sam? I want you to go back to the very beginning because it squelched a little bit. I want everybody to hear what Trump said about Black Americans making America great.
Uh-uh.
No, like,
Oh, okay. No, don't worry about it. I can read it. That always winning ass winner, Donald J. Trump said that Black Americans is what made this country great. All right. Now, what say ye, Travis Churchill?
I think that at the end of the day, man, I can see now. That's why I like this podcast. I can see that it's so deep to try to. I would like for him to be loved. And part of my thing is like, what can he do? What does he have to do? And what could he achieve so that we can lay this racism thing to bed? That's one of my biggest issues that I would like to occur, to happen. And so, you know, if he can, which I don't want to go to the part 2 thing, but there has to be something that he can do. There has to be something he can give to Black America, right? Now,
Right.
like I said with the Jesse Jack, I wish he would have flown in half mast. But ultimately, what can he do? What is the hump that he has to achieve? Because if Biden, which I like that both of the panelists said he was racist, but you voted for him. So if being racist isn't bad, right? Because you wouldn't vote for that person, then why are we suffering with this black cloud of racism for Trump if Biden was just as racist, but he was voted for? You know, but at the end of the day, what does he have to do? What can he do? How can he achieve that? I'm just curious, you know, because
Yeah, especially with when the Democrats shut the government down in October of 2025 and Wick
Because Trump
disappeared.
didn't have his way.
Hold on. Trump took the tariff money and paid for Wick. He took the tariff money and paid the soldiers that the Democrats had shut the government down. He also made sure the veterans got paid. What does this man have to do to prove to that's I'm with you on that, Travis, to prove to you? Well, he don't have to
and that
prove
well,
anything. He doesn't really have to prove anything, but I'm
yeah,
just
but
saying,
it'd be nice to know.
I have a
go ahead,
question.
Travis. The floor is yours.
So if he were able to get rid of the federal income tax, let's just say, if he were able to get rid of that the federal tax on your income, then would you support him? Would you like him? You know?
So you guys ask a lot of questions. I want to make sure I answer them all. I don't know who told you guys he gave money to WIC or the veterans, but they did not get paid, and WIC did not get any money. I'm so
Who
sorry,
did?
guys.
Who didn't?
That did not get paid from
Who didn't? I'm a vet.
yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
from
Matter of fact, we got an extra $197.
No, hold on. I think the
moment.
question. See,
He said
CJ,
tariffs.
I think
because
that
I don't think I interrupted you guys. So I just wanted the ability to finish before y'all pop y'all.
Okay,
shit.
go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, CJ. Go ahead.
No worries. From terrorists. So thank you for that. Far as your initial question, Travis, what will make us like him? I don't know too much. The first thing I will I don't think nothing will make us like him. I think what will make us at least respect him if he was qualified first thing first to do what the fuck he's currently doing now. Maybe I might give him a little bit more respect. You said another question and I forgot.
If he were to be able to get rid of your federal income tax, right? You've never seen, and that's a crazy thing we all got to go through, right? If he were to be able to achieve that for you, would that be something that would inspire you a little bit in your heart to like this person?
So I don't see that being possible because the federal, like, that is what pays for like infrastructure, roadways, schools. So to get rid of it would not be like, where's the money gonna, like, what's
Well,
gonna
he's going to
fix, like,
replace it with those tariffs. Those tariffs. That's why the tariff thing is so big. He's going to replace it with that. If he were able to achieve that in reality, would that be something that would inspire you? Would that be something that you might say, that's my president? I'm just
Oh
asking.
no.
um
Okay, I got to reply to these comments. Simone said that she said, I'm glad the grandmother was acknowledged. It doesn't matter what his motive was. Trump had the decency to allow her to come on that stage and present her statement. Simone also said, of course, everybody has motives. Samuel Jr. said, hey, everybody. Uh, and Julia said, good night. He out. He tired, I guess, whatever. And he's always in South America, so it's a time difference. Okay, I do want to say this, though. All right. The man has stopped overtime being taxed. No tax on tips. He has done what no other president even tried to do. And still the hate is real. That's why I say, man, TDS is real. Go ahead, finish your point, Trav.
So my point is, though, that would be the best thing that any president has ever done. I would say for American people is to get rid of the income tax, and that's one of his priorities. And the tariffs. That's why the tariffs are so important, right? Is that we are readjusting the trade deficit in our favor, but also at the end of the day, we should not be paying taxes. And we didn't used to pay taxes. I think before 1913, before the 1960, I think it was a federal income tax. We made all the roads that you said, all that got done with tariff money. And I'd like to go back to that. And I hope that if we do, that will leave a special place in y'all's heart for Trump. That's all. That's that. I'm gonna end with that.
And then, too, if we're getting tariffed for our goods, why can't we tariff anybody else? You know what I'm saying? If we're getting,
so make this make sense, right? So we put tariffs on Canada. I'm gonna touch on your point, Travis. We put tariffs on Canada. We was already getting free trades with Canada. Please explain to me, how did we win
Can I explain it?
something we were already like
yeah, hold on, Travis. Hold on, Travis.
Okay.
for and placing tariffs on? That doesn't make sense. Travis, to your statement, if you really sit back and you think about how much money it costs, infrastructure, all the stuff that federal taxes are used, what it's used for. If you can tax every single thing floating in and out of this country, but it still would not cover the cost of what the federal income, or the reason why we're getting taxed now, it's simply not going to cover it. It's going to.
I know it's complicated. I'm just saying, if it were to be possible, I'm talking.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't.
If it were to be possible.
Could I explain how?
Okay, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Okay. The first thing, I'm not sure who. I want to address first CJ and then the history of the tariff. When you talk about Canada, if you remember around 2021, anybody who was doing any type of construction, anything on their home, building a deck, all those materials was going through the roof. We were getting all of our lumber from Canada. Everything has switched. The U.S. had been on that the Green New Deal thing, to where cutting lumber was creating carbon emissions because the chainsaws and all that stuff. So we started to get the majority of our lumber from Canada. So when we started getting our lumber from Canada, Canada started inflating the prices. And then also, when you look at what Travis said about reciprocal tariffs, it's only right that if China, I'll use Europe, for example. Europe sells all their cars here, Ferraris, Rolls Royce, Bentleys, Mercedes, and everything. The U.S. is not allowed to sell United States vehicles in in Europe or Asia until now. So the thing is what's fair? So when we talk about how things will get paid for, when you look at when there was first the income tax, and this will be how tariffs paid for them. The first, it was for the Civil War back in like 1861. So basically, Abraham Lincoln did that, and that was basically to increase that. And you only had to pay 3% income tax over $800. So after the war left, they tried to do the Wilson Gorman Tariff Act, where they tried to collect it's the income tax of 1894, but the Supreme Court struck that down. So then in 1913, the legal basis was the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Woodrow Wilson pushed it through. So you had to pay 1% income tax if you made $3,000, which would be the equivalent of 100,000, and 7% on income tax if you over $500,000. So the thing is like prior to that, everything was being paid for our infrastructure, communication, and all that from the tariffs we had coming in. So when you remove certain things in place, like the 82% of Somalis that's getting welfare in the state of Minnesota versus the 17% of people, natural people from Minnesota, you can cut costs there. We have too many social systems that not only entrap people, that not only imprison people, not only program people to be used and to become dependent on the government, but once we get rid of all of that, and if we took care of us, that's the goal of the tariffs now. Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce, has said the goal of this administration in the next 4 years was to get rid of income tax for people making $150,000 or below. Who wouldn't want that? But white folks got black folks up in arms about some tariffs, when white folks is number 3 in wealth. Asians are first, Indians are second, then white folks. But at 14 or dead last is black folks. But we listening to people in the top 3. So my thing is, if people stop suing him for everything that he's doing, like, and see what is actually listen to what his representatives, the Secretary of Treasury, the Secretary of Commerce are saying, they're giving you the whole game plan. So my thing, especially for the black community, not black and brown, I'm focused on black. Listen to what they're saying, because they're giving you the game plan. They're giving you the chess move on how to prepare for what's coming down the pipeline.
And I do want to say this though, the tariffs are bringing the major corporations back to the United States, which benefits the United States. It's just a problem with everything. Did I give you a chance to speak on the benefits, the pros and cons of tariffs, Navia? I don't think I did.
No, but I do agree that if we can't, like if we can't sell stuff in other countries, I do feel like the tariffs is okay. I just don't feel like the amount, like how high it is, because it do affect us as well. But like somebody has said in the comment about a motive or whatever, yes, everybody do have motives, but as a black person, if I know that you is a racist and your motive is just to get black people on your, like a little black people on your side, that's not going to be where I'm going to be like, oh, he did something good. Yes, I'm grateful for the little things that he is helping people out with and stuff like that. But no, I could never, ever like him as a president. Yeah, he could go back to the Trump Towers and do his business, because that's what he is, a businessman. I think he's more of a businessman. But to be our
Yes,
president, I
bingo.
cannot be grateful for him being
Bingo.
our president. Period.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I appreciate the most about him. He's not a politician. He is a businessman, and that's what this country needed the most. All right, Sam, if you don't mind pulling up my topic, please. About Obama paying Iran 1.9 billion for semi peace,
Cash money.
cash
That
money.
Cash
I do
money.
want to
Blue
say
cash
before
there.
it plays
Uh huh.
that was a single payment, but it was
That was
400.
one single payment, right?
It was 400 billion total in cash.
Good, googly goo. You know what he could have did with that for black people? Let's go.
What up, fam? Sometimes I get frustrated and I forget that I'm talking to people that didn't start following politics until Donald Trump got into office. You know why we didn't have problems with Iran when Obama was off? Because he was paying them for peace. He was paying them for diplomacy. Did you know that? Obama was sending cash to Iran to say, shh, y'all chill. Trump said, we ain't paying y'all motherfuckers. We just gonna fucking bomb you. Now, bottom line, quiet as it's kept, Iran and Israel don't like each other. America owes Israel. For whatever reason in the back room, us regular old common niggas don't know about. But America owes Israel. And America is gonna protect Israel from Iran. So Obama said, is Iran, I know y'all got beef with Israel. We just gonna pay y'all a lot of money not to fuck with Israel. Trump said, we ain't paying you motherfuckers nothing. We're gonna bomb you and kill your fucking president. I don't understand how it's better than paying these motherfuckers. But you just hate Trump so much. And I understand you don't know that. I understand you don't know that Obama sent $1.7 billion in cash over that motherfucker on a plane and nobody asked him a goddamn thing. I know you don't know this. Well, go look it up. So when you look it up, you'll understand. I'm just not just saying some shit. What up, fam? Sometimes
All right, thank you. That's it. Yeah, okay. But what he was talking about was that one flight of 1.7 billion. Okay, but
That was
400
the initial.
billion dollars. Do you know what you could have did for not just black folk, but brown folk, yellow folk, red folk? Fucking, you could have helped the goddamn aliens with that much money. Come on, make that make sense. Like, thank you, Simone. Simone said facts. Okay. Thank you, Simone. Appreciate that. Like CJ was saying earlier, he started a war. Julian said he's back. He's here just listening. I can't tell you commented it too. And Simone said, preach, Brother Blue. All right. Appreciate you. Hey, we see you guys viewing and not commenting. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, join, and even come in. You can even join. We'll send you the link to join the show. All right.
Could I say one thing about
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
A lot of people are asking why we're doing so much for Israel, right? That's normally the question.
Right.
But United States Code 2321K basically states that Israel has access to everything that the US has. Like they're literally designated the strongest non-NATO ally of the US. So that's the reason why the two strongest air forces in the world, number one, the US, the second is Israel. The Navy, everything, they get hand in hand. That's why they have the Golden Dome. Now they have the Arrow system, which is the laser that they just started using over the last week. So that's the reason why we go hard in the paint for Israel. Some people will say, oh, it's because the Bible, Jerusalem and all that.
Yeah, right. They'll try to use that.
It's in Israel had whatever political pull or something to get some president and some Congress people to sign off on that United States code to have that approved. And I think that happened like in the 72 to 73-ish. So that's the reason why the U.S. goes hard in the paint is required by the United States code, which I can't understand because if it was a state, like a U.S. territory like Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands, I can see us going hard in the paint. But they're not even a member of NATO, So that's what I don't understand.
Okay, I want to say this too. Okay, I remember in Trump's first term when everybody was hollering, all the so-called woke folk, the woe is we folk, was saying, oh, it's gonna be World War III. Trump cut the head off of Syria, Libya, Turkey, and Iran without no soldier getting hurt, no equipment getting damaged. But it was supposed to be World War III back then. Now they're hollering the same thing. Now do the math. I think Iran is running out of ammunition. Okay, they're running out of ammunition. That's why they shooting so hard. Matter of fact, they done slowed down. They slowed down their firing a T-90 bit, and they're making them very decisive. And then people are saying, "Oh, America is killing kids." America is not killing kids. Iran is killing kids. You know how? They placing the schools around the bases, using the children as human shields. That's horrible. That's horrible. Okay. When that war started the other day, he threatened Trump warned him again, said, "You threaten us again, it's gonna be horrible." Dude got up there and said intensify. He said, "I'm intensified." He said, "Death to America." Woke up that morning, he had the Chinese name, one gone. Okay? The war was over then. We've been at war with them for 47 years. Trump ended the war, not started the war. Okay? This shit gonna last a few weeks and that's it. It's over. They running out of ammunition. They got something like 800 more. How many they got? 800 more missiles or some shit like that. We done sank all of their Navy ships. They don't have no Air Force. They did in the water. It's gonna be over as we speak. Who turn is it? Navia, you got something to say about that clip? What that brother was saying? And that brother, he has a huge following and he's doing very well because he facts check everything. Go ahead, Navia.
Honestly, I do not agree with him sending all of that money over there for peace. Of course, he could have did something else with that, but like everybody, I'm not trying to compare, Obama with Trump and all of that stuff like that because Obama had his good things. Obama had things that nobody didn't agree with as well. Like it's just going to always be that nobody's going to be this perfect president. But then I do want to say something about you saying Iran is killing kids. Well, over here they taking kids and selling them and doing all of that. So that which one you rather have? They both bad to me. So it's the same thing. So yeah.
Bingo. That's why Trump. That's why in the big beautiful bill he has a war against that too. You feel me? But people
because he probably is the head of it. That's why.
Wow. Okay. Here we go. I forgot y'all called him a rapist too. All right. Yeah. Even though I forgot he's mentioning the Epstein files all that time because he reported them and he the one that initiated the investigation of Epstein to the Pebble Beach Police Department and the FBI. Okay. Anyway,
they had way more than that up in there with Trump.
All right. What's your view on this gentleman? What's your view on paying for peace that's never gonna happen? Dude still threatened us after the $400 billion versus Trump shutting his mouth up and this war gonna be over in a couple of weeks. So-called war. CJ.
I don't know if we don't know if it's going to be over. You saying that, but the weeks is not here, so we can't say that. We talking about right now. Right now, we at war.
I'm actually surprised it lasts this long. Go ahead.
Yes, but on top of that, I mean, that's something that I do agree with Trump on, is that, like, if you want to sit up here and keep on threatening us and all of that stuff like that, yes, you do got to do what you got to do, because I'm like one of them type of people as well. But on top of that, do I still agree as him being my president? No, but I do agree
Yeah,
with what he did on that part. I do agree on that.
Well,
yeah,
thank you for that, Michelle. I
I'm with
appreciate
you
that
on
for
that
real.
too, because no man is my president too. I feel the same way. But you're not gonna keep threatening me, and I gotta keep watching my back. You got one time to threaten me, not no 47 fucking years. You feel me? You got one time to threaten me, and I'm going dead to your ass. I'm not gonna be watching my back. So Trump, I don't use the N word. So Trump is my freaking winner. He's not my president, but that's my winner. Straight like that. How do you feel? I know first thing people say, Obama's not the president now, but it had an effect on now. Okay. What's your thoughts about Obama bowing down, taking $400 billion that he could have gave to your ancestors, your family? You always like to talk about ancestors and shit. Your family, your friends, your children, whatever, and giving it to that fucking maniac who killed kids in the street for protesting, who did all this crazy shit and threatening us on a daily basis and got terrorist cells over here in our country.
Well, I
So
do not agree with him spending that money. I would now that is not what I do agree on. But on top of that, that was his decision. Everybody make their own decision. Obama is
Right,
Obama and
right,
Trump is Trump. The way how
right.
some people may not agree how Trump is handling it, and some may should agree with Obama. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. It's like
I
what he
was
made that
asking,
decision as a president, and that's just what it was. I
I
mean,
meant
I
to
could
say
just say I
CJ. I'm
agree with it.
sorry. I meant to say CJ
Oh,
Nabia.
my
I'm
bad.
sorry.
My
CJ,
bad.
I,
CJ.
I well, for one, I wouldn't have even thought Obama would have gave that to our ancestors or us as black people anyway when he signed that bill stating that once black people found out they were indigenous and really from this land, that we weren't able to reap any of the benefits as far as the land and the money and all that stuff once we found out. So of course I'm not going to look to him and be like, Obama was because he was full of shit too. Just like baby girl said, he did some good shit, he did some bad shit, and the same thing I'll say with Trump. He had a motive too. Now everybody motives is with their motive, but you got to understand that it's playing chess, not checkers. You can't look at everything on the surface level. So the same thing I would say to him, it's the same thing. But what's the difference between Trump sending money to Venezuela or flushing the money on the war, whether you like to admit it or not, that he currently have started now? You also got to understand how the political game go. So the United States may not have necessarily bombed them, but you got to understand how countries are using other countries as pawns to start or initiate the war. Now, once you have to, who was it? Iran started bombing all the countries around them, like it's fight or flight at this moment. So you can't say a war not gonna start or because they're running out of ammunition that is never gonna happen. Because you got to understand at this point they're now bringing other countries that didn't have nothing to do with it in it because now they're bombing them. They're and China. Who was it? China
Hell,
already said that once they start messing with they folks who over there Israel, that it's a wrap. It's up and it's stuck. So I want to say it's going to be over because as long as they continue to do what they doing, like I don't know. But Obama wasn't shit neither. He sent that money over, and it was a motive, and it was a reason why. I didn't look for him to give us shit because when he robbed us by signing that bill, stating that we couldn't own none of the shit once we found out who we really was and where we really came from. So fuck him too.
yeah, okay. You know what? Guess what? Back in the day when I was using, I hit a rock and then I ran.
I was about to say, Nacho was a crackhead. What?
Hey, them just jokes, y'all. Them just jokes. Them just jokes. Them just jokes. But anyway, hey, Sam, what's your thoughts on what's the pros and cons of that always winning ass winner Donald J. Trump dropping the bomb like the Gap Band?
I think he just did basically what the last 5 presidents wanted to do and should have done. And I'm like CJ and them, that I don't like to talk about the past presidents, But the amount of money, a lot of people don't understand, like when prior to Obama, Iran was completely broke. Like they couldn't afford to go to war. When he started giving them that money, billions, they literally started to make deals with China, buying technology from them. That's why Iran has one of the best drone programs on the planet. They're not the most powerful drones, but they're like cockroaches. They shoot drones at Israel like 365 days a year.
But they're
And
running out.
no, but this is the thing. Iran has drone factories that they got from China. Like they're printing out drones like on Temu. Like they're not really sophisticated, but they're putting them out because Obama funded them. Also, Iran also funds the Houthis. He also funds ISIS. So when Obama gave them that money, that's why you didn't hear about ISIS until Obama gave them those payments, because that's how they got funded. When you had the 250 Marines that was killed, the guy that was just taken out, the Ayatollah, he was the one who ordered that. Over 1,000 Americans have been killed under his order. That's what people don't understand. Like, he's not going away because he follows Shia law. You know, you got the Sunni Muslims and then you got the Shia Muslims. Now, like how the ladies on the panel are dressed right now, if we were in Sunni law, they'd be fine. But if they step foot in Iran, their heads would be cut off.
Well, not right now.
Like so the thing is like you have women. If you look at prior to 1979, Iran was like South Beach, Miami. It was Western as it can be. Women on the beach wearing bikinis, makeup, having their own bank accounts, being professors in college. Shia law, a woman cannot read. You can only learn from the man that's over you. Like, that's the thing. So you had all these women that was empowered, professors, CEOs of companies. Then all of a sudden that cat takes over and they can't do anything. If they caught, they get a hand cut off or their head cut off. That's why as soon as Trump did that, you had people in LA, DC, Chicago, all these Iranians celebrate. All these Persians around the earth celebrate. Because a lot of people don't know that Persians are Iranians.
Right.
You know, so when you watch that movie, the 300, those are Iranians. Those were the Persians. So the thing is like when you look at how Persian women dress, Google it. Look at how they used to dress compared to just walking around like they're a dang on ninja. You know, like to be forced, like to me, anybody that's an advocate for women's rights should be celebrating what's going on, because all those people, you know, it has to be bad when you want your own city to be bombed. You want your leadership, because they have a quote unquote president over there, but Shia law is you have to have a religious leader. That's why they call him the supreme leader. And the thing is, I don't even think it's going to take 3 weeks. I got a parlay that's 21 days, because the amount of weaponry that the United States has, the technology that we have, can't nobody step a foot to that. And now you got Israel and the US with the same military capability. And now because Iran started the reason why they're bombing all those cities is because they can't communicate. That's why they're hitting Qatar. That's why they're hitting Abu Dhabi, Dubai, because they can't communicate. Because another thing that Iran did, they cut off their internet. So they don't even know how to communicate. So now you got these factions. They're supposed to know as soon as the supreme leader is taken out, you're supposed to just fire and take as many people away with you. They haven't gotten, like, Trump got a call from the leadership of Iran like day before yesterday. And he said it at his press conference. And the reporter asked him, well, what did you tell him? He's like, it's too late. You done already made your threats. Now you got to pay the piper. That's what Trump said. So the thing is like that's the Shia Muslims are just like cockroaches. They are not going to go away. They're going to keep coming until you disable. They've already taken out their nuclear capability, but now what they're going after are their underground drone factories, because they have over 20 underground. They use all that Obama money to build a whole underground city. And then they're trying to take out their ballistic missiles. That's the reason why we're still bombing, because by the time we done, they won't have no weapons. They'll be completely depleted. And then they'll be so broke that they can't rebuild, because Trump ain't giving them $400 billion. So that's the reason why everybody is celebrating now. Everybody's celebrating, but people that don't live there, people that ain't never been there.
And we got this is our next to the last topic after this one, y'all guys. I want to say this. Since the wicked Mitch is dead, the people of Iran are celebrating like the Munchkins in the Wizard of Oz. But the people here in the United States got a problem with it. That's baffling to me. All right. Our next topic, guys. Speaking of racism, when black folk vote for black folk because they're black, is that racism? Also,
No.
when black folks say support black businesses only, is that racism? Let's answer that first question. When black folk vote for black folk simply because they're black, is that racism? CJ?
No, not in my opinion.
Why not?
To me, I feel like even when we do vote, we try to use it and strategize so that we can gain the power, because you got to understand the difference between racism and being discriminatory or being prejudiced. It's the power within the systematic, infrastructure. So when we do try to come as one and try to weaponize that, we still lose. So is it racist? No. But is it discriminatory? I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to say, but I don't think it's
Right,
racist.
right. Okay. Would you vote for a black person if they had no policy or no good agenda? You would still vote for them just because they was black? I know a lot of people
No,
voted for Obama because they thought he was going to be the black messiah or their
because that was our
savior.
one chance. That was our one and only chance that we thought we had. So we utilized our power at that time, because from what was being sold to us, just like it is any other time in the presidential election, what was going to be done for the black people. The only difference in between that election, just like any other election, was that he had a black face behind it. So yeah, they sold us, of course. They
But
had to
he
prove
did.
one
But
time for the one
he
time.
did have an agenda, though. He did have an agenda.
All of them do.
Yeah.
All
No,
of them
come
do.
on,
It's gay though.
no, yeah, it was partially gay, but still, he had. I ain't talking about the gay part. He had other positive agendas,
Exactly.
and Daddy Kitty
Daisy.
Daisy said, yes, I believe it's racism.
You got
I
to
mean,
understand what racism is first. Like, you got to
right,
once you understand what it is, then you'll know
yeah.
whether it's not the matter of opinion, it's a matter of fact. And I think that's another thing, because when some people ask questions, they go off their perspective or their interpretation versus what the actual definition is. To answer your second question, far as would you only shop black, or do you think that's racist? I wouldn't. It's a power play. I guess if you want to shape it as such, because the reason why we're doing it is to generate more of the black daughter within our community. It's a power play, so it aligns with you saying, far as is it racist? It aligns with it, yeah. But I mean,
Okay,
other race is support.
the The definition of racism is a prejudice or discrimination or antagonism by individual, community, or institution against a person or on people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group.
What's
Okay.
discrimination and prejudice?
Okay. Now, I also want to say that if you say to support black businesses only, you definitely are sabotaging your own race, because a lot of black people work for corporations that are owned by white. You could cause them to lose their job. Like when they was boycotting Target, you know how many people that were black that work at Target?
That didn't come from people just shopping black. It came from the fact that Target didn't stand on business when they were stripping DEI. They went more with the whole, hey, we're gonna pull back on DEI. People went into a uproar, whatever. So it didn't come from people just deciding, hey, we're gonna start shopping black. As a result to it, absolutely, because where else you want to spend our money? We see corporations playing with us. Why not just circulate the money within our own community? But that didn't come in, like that wasn't the reason as to it came as a result of it, basically.
All right, but what did it accomplish? Nothing.
It's Target. I mean,
what did it accomplish?
Ex-Target CEO. I think it impacted them a lot.
Nothing. Nothing. They lost. So they lost a little bit of money for a little while and gained it right back.
They did not. So I don't know. Maybe we're not reading the same.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. Okay, is voting black because they're black, is that racism, Navia?
No. In my opinion, I'm agreeing with her on that part, because I feel like, black people, like, we making all of these other races rich and all of that stuff like that. Why not put that money back in our community? So I don't really feel like it's racist. I feel like I'm just sticking with my kind. Like the white people stick with their people. Yup, that they stick with their race and stuff like that. So why can't we do it? Why I gotta be racist because we want to stick with our kind? So no, I don't believe it. I just feel like I want to stick with my people just like everybody's sticking with theirs. And that's just what it is, for more power and growth and, abundance and all of that stuff like that. It's time for us to start doing that.
But if a white person say,
the same thing,
support white business only, is that racist?
No, because that's their kind. If they feel like that, that's it. Because really, they got what they want, and stuff like that. We really selling what we need and stuff like that. So I feel like the white people is not really offering us what we really need. The black people know what we need. So like towards our skin and all types of things like that. So I feel like. Yeah, I feel like it's okay. You want to stick with your white people, you want to stick with your white people. That's no problem with me.
These beauty. Okay, let's change it then. Let's change it. If Korean people only support Korean business, do you know all the black products come from the Korean people?
Well, I mean, I make my own skincare products.
Yeah, I know you do. You're an exception to the rule. You're an exception to the rule. I know you do. I forgot you got your own skincare.
I'm just saying, I don't go to the Koreans. I make my own skincare products.
I forgot you got your own skincare product.
Yeah.
Travis.
I want to give a shout out to TT's Treasures too on Instagram. She makes my cousin makes black beauty products as well. But I like where you're going. I'm hoping you're going to go further with it. So I live kind of like in the hood, right? So the beauty stores is Asians. And when I go to the corner store, let me just tell you, when I went in there last night, he was praying before he served on me.
Okay, hold on, Trav. I have to address this. Daisy said, but black people most of the time don't help the black people that voted for them. I've learned to vote for what I believe in, no matter the race. Great point. And it's changed the surface and it's been true. Travis, go ahead. Not to cut you off. Is it racist? Is it racist to vote for a black person because they're black?
Well, I'm gonna go with the idea that it is. So then I would have to say that Obama was not being racist when he didn't vote for the Republican governor of Virginia, right? He was not being racist. So I guess that's the opposite. But I think the idea that to exclude everything but race, and I think the word is Afrocentric, is
Yeah.
that in itself is racist at the end of the day. And that's why I keep coming back to this race thing with Trump. If we could get past that, man, it'd be a whole nother landscape. It'd be completely different. You know, so I want to keep coming back to what does he got to do? What is it? Because nobody, what was I forget what was the woman, and I'm from Virginia, but what was the woman that was running for governor as a Republican?
Winston Sears.
She didn't get any black support. And I feel like she should have. And I guess that's racist, but that's okay. I think she should. It's wild to me that she didn't get exactly what we're talking about right now. Whether you think it's racist or not, doesn't matter. It happens. How come she didn't get it? Is
Okay.
that reverse racism
All right. Now,
based on the data we have?
Travis, saying support black business only, is that racist?
I agree kind of with CJ. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I don't think it is racist. I know I'm supposed to say that I think it is, but I don't think it is. You know, maybe I can't
No,
explain.
you want to say what you want to say, right?
That's what I want to say. No, I don't think it is. And I think that where I live at, it might be that I'm supporting. Really, what I'm supporting is the Arabs, but I like the idea of. And I guess again, I guess if you think about it, maybe it is racist, but I like the idea of supporting.
But you know what could alleviate and eliminate all of that?
I like
if you don't categorize yourself, don't put yourself in a box, don't put a title or a label on yourself. I am not black. I am not brown. I'm human. Sam, what's your opinion on supporting black people just because they're black?
Well, I want to answer the first question when you said is voting for somebody racist if you just voting for them because they're black.
Right.
I did that with Obama. I didn't pay attention to no policies or anything. I just thought, change, hope, I bid it. I bid on the hook. And that actually made me leave the Democrat Party and become an unaffiliated voter. And once I became unaffiliated, that's when I began to get polled like every year. Like I had a poll last week. I had 2 polls like last month where they're calling it because I'm unaffiliated. They're asking me, what am I looking for as a voter? All my years, the 20 years I was voting prior to that, 22 years, as a Democrat, I had never been polled. Never. Because at the end of the day, they know that 95% of black folks is going to vote Democrat. Just like they understand if you registered as a Republican, 90% of Republicans going to vote Republican. The people that win elections are unaffiliated voters. In North Carolina, they make up 43% now, 33%. So that's how you win elections. So I don't think it's racist. I think it's ignorant. Because when you just look at the identity politics, oh, I'm just going to vote for this person because they're a woman, or just because they're a man, or they're a white man, or black. To me, that's ignorance, because they may have some great policies and you just blew your blessing because you was looking at identity stuff. As far as going to the stores and shopping, we're in our house, we don't do black only. We do black first. Like we will, any of my friends that open up a business, a restaurant, we will try them. We're going to support them. We don't ask for a discount, because I tell people, if you ask them for a discount, you're not supporting. So I'll use one quick example in our land. I was going to a Dominican to cut my hair. You go in there, it's the hot towel, the Noxzema. He got the massage thing on your head and all that, like the whole works. $45. I tip them 55. I mean, I don't tip them 55, but I pay them an extra 10. So this dude that I know from back in the day, he got a shop. So I go and I schedule $40. I go in, I pay extra $10 for a shampoo and condition. I go in there, get my cut, no shampoo, condition, no hot towel, no Noxzema, none of that stuff. The following month, his prices go up to 50. Then last month, his prices went up to 55. And I still don't get no hot towel. So now I'm back with my boy Manuel over off of Capitol. Get my hot towel, get my Noxzema. I'm gonna always give Black folks an opportunity first. But if they drop the ball, I'm gonna go where good business is. You know,
Right.
If I ask CJ to do a facial or something, I don't know if you do facial, CJ, but if I ask her to do a facial and oh yeah, I'm supporting my Black queens and all this stuff, but then I wake up the next morning and I got all this burn rashes. Guess what? I ain't supporting her no more. I did it by the first time I went. So at the same time, I think we just have to have a balance. And I think that's my point. We just need to, you know, we have to hold Black business owners accountable. You're not going to get a pass of sorry business just because you Black. Right. I don't want to go in there. If I can go to the Asian folks and they can cook up dang on chicken fingers, General Chicken and all that in like 10 minutes. And I go to the Black restaurant doing the same thing and take like 40, 45 minutes. That's not cool.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You're not going to get an excuse just because of the color of your skin.
You know what? I want to truly say that this has been a great episode. And I appreciate CJ and Navia, and of course Sam and Travis. This was Navia's and CJ's first time, and let's keep everybody in our prayers. Amalo, Valerie, Adam, and Jada Rail. Okay, Navia. We really appreciate you. I want to thank you for your diligence. You've been excellent. CJ, you were excellent. You guys, I don't know, y'all might have distracted my viewers with all your beauty and everything, but we appreciate you and we cherish you. And we look forward to having y'all guys again next week. Shout out to my producer, engineer, Sean Stalks. And peace, love, and hair grease. See you guys next week, same time, same place.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Hey, yo.
Stay on.
That's it. You can stay on if you want to. Hey, stay on. Hey, it's a wrap.